I'd like to take a second to ask everyone out there, if you're military, retired, active, could you stand up for a minute?
Yeah!
Thank you so much for your service. These types of frustrations that we get to vent on here and assemble and talk about is only protected by individuals like yourself who have given so much, and our debt of gratitude to you is immeasurable. I'm excited to welcome retired military, I should say, Dane Harrell up onto the stage. He's going to talk to you about the Second Amendment and the role of law enforcement. Dane.
Everybody. Just by way of background before I refer to my prepared notes, I was born in Aarhus, Denmark, but I grew up in O'Fallon, Illinois in St. Clair County. I went to school at SIU Edwardsville, and never thought I'd come back to my hometown of O'Fallon and retire. Retired from the Air Force in 2006 as Lieutenant Colonel. Representatives Bailey, Willauer, and Miller, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for the opportunity to speak today. Honest Illinois firearms owners stand with law enforcement, and Illinois law enforcement must stand with us. Participating in iGold, submitting witness slips, and calling and writing our legislators are all worthy pursuits. But according to some studies, only about 30% of U.S. households have firearms. We are a minority, and we need new strategies. Energizing law enforcement to publicly speak out against bad public policy that also undermines our Second Amendment civil liberties is such a strategy. Stand with us. Several times I've approached the NRA, the Illinois State Rifle Association, the Second Amendment Foundation, and other well-known groups with my recommendation to draw law enforcement into our camp. But those groups have, for the most part, been non-responsive. In one case, they said trying to get law enforcement on board was, quote, too hard. I disagree. Sometimes that which is hard is the thing most worth doing. And at this point, what do we have to lose? Stand with us. Universally, the current gun control proposals are simply bad public policy. A fairly senior Fraternal Order of Police member told me they are working with the Police Chiefs Association in this state to better educate our legislators. He also said their group's #1 problem was how the police will enforce the proposed new laws with a shortage of enforcement resources. I told him their problem would be solved if they worked to defeat bad legislation before it becomes a law. Do that, and we eliminate the need for Second Amendment sanctuary counties. The Fraternal Order of Police representative further told me, a quote, large majority of FOP members, close quotes, support the Second Amendment and don't want to see law-abiding citizens punished. When will Illinois FOP and the local lodges publicly speak out to reflect the majority views of their members? The time is now. Stand with us. Last summer's Deerfield, Illinois weapons ban ordinance provided an interesting insight into how weapons bans in particular are implemented. I was told by Deerfield residents their city council amended the weapons ban mere hours before the council vote and provided an exemption for active and former law enforcement officers' personally owned weapons. They bought law enforcement's silence. It's a familiar pattern that is seen throughout the country and at the state and local level as well. As a retired officer, I would refuse on principle exemptions for active and retired military personnel. We are all equal citizens and should remain so under the law. No weapons ban exemptions or carve-outs. Stand with us. My family knows what it's like to be disarmed and to lose their freedoms. They endured 5 years of Denmark's Nazi occupation in World War II. Thanks to the efforts of my grandfather, a Danish underground resistance member, I also know what it takes to fight back effectively against long odds. The oath I took to support and to defend the Constitution of the United States was a lifetime commitment that did not end when I retired from active duty. I love my country, my state, and my O'Fallon community, and I passionately believe gaining law enforcement's participation in this good fight is a potential game changer. As a grassroots movement, we can get law enforcement to stand with us. I ask each of you to contact your local department's Fraternal Order of Police Lodge and tell them to publicly stand with us. Go to ilfop.org and click on the Information Center button at the top of the page. You'll find your local lodge and its representative listed there. Also, contact your local sheriff or police chief and urge the Illinois Association of Police Chiefs to stand with us, publicly. Ask your friends and family to do the same. Spread the word. Together we can get law enforcement on the right side of this issue, working with their strongest support group, law-abiding firearms owners. It's a strategy that can make a difference in Springfield. Tell them to stand with us. Thank you.